templates. Templates are excellent and powerful tools that bring great rewards and enhance our potential for both quality and custom work. Precise templates that include a 1/4 inch seam allowance ensure accurate work. The templates allow complete design freedom and help you control the accuracy of your stitching by reflecting the seam line. Download and print. How to download the templates. In each tutorial, you will find a section called Practice with Muscle, in which you will learn the technique required for that project. The first indication on this section is that you download and print the sheet that contains the indication and the templates to cut the pieces. For this, you follow a link and download the file on your device to send it to the printer. How to print the templates? You're going to print them at 100% size on an A4 sheet on cardstock or paper. Then cut them neatly. You can do a test if you want in this way. On each sheet, you will see a 2-inch long segment. Print sheet and check that this segment does indeed measure 2 inches on the printed sheet. If not, check your print settings and make the necessary adjustments. Understand the info. The templates contain a lot of information. First, you have the name of the piece with which you are going to work and how to place it when you make the block. In addition, each template includes a 1/4 inch seam allowance, join points between the pieces, and 2 arrows. The first indicates how to place the template according to the bias of the fabric. The second indicates where you are going to fold the piece. You will realize that you not only have the templates in the sheet, but also several schemes and instructions that will assist you while you make the project. Making the templates. Paper templates. When you finish printing all the sheets for the project, place each sheet on the cutting mat and adjust the ruler so the edge lines up with the outside edge of each template. Carefully cut each one and organize them well. Remember to punch the template at the points when the line changes direction so that you can later mark the fabric and know where the seam line is. Keep templates in order by grouping them in a way that makes it easy for you to locate and recognize them. Have the block scheme and window application tips included in the sheets handy. These templates will last for one project and then start to machine. If you want to save them for other projects, it is convenient that you prepare the templates with a more resistant material. Plastic templates. If you are going to prepare them on a template plastic, place the sheet of paper over your cutting mat, fixing it with adhesive tape. Cover the printed sheet with a piece of plastic that is manageable and fix it to the cutting mat too. Now that you have everything secured, place the ruler on the other line of the templates and carefully cut. This way, you will have the paper templates and the plastic templates too. With a permanent marker, mark the points where the line changes direction and all the indications you see on the paper template. When you have everything cut out, remove the templates and carefully punch the dots so that you can make a mark later all over the fabric. Order all the templates and save them so they don't get lost. Save the directions too for when you use them. How to use the templates. Now we're going to see how to use the templates according to the method that our project requires. In the cutting techniques section, We will see in detail how to cut with the templates, although they also help us to fold the pieces and keep them in order. Fold and press. If we are working with square units, we can cut the pieces directly with a ruler and rotary cutter. In the case of rectangles and triangles, the initial shapes of the pieces require the use of templates. In addition, I use the templates also when folding and pressing the units for accuracy. The templates have a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and you can see the different stages of pressing on the inner shapes. The smaller shape in the center shows the final side of the unit. It also has the grain arrow that tells you how to position the template over the fabric to align with the grain direction of the fabric. In this way, you will match the bias of the fabric with the window frame when you fold the piece. This is important to achieve a good shape when folding the fabric over the window. You will find the templates for the fabric insert, which is the same size as the unit. You will use it if you plan to work with flower units. You can also use it as an aid, as a help to fold and press the unit in the last stage of unit construction. Works like template too. You also have templates for cutting the windows and instructions on how to place each window frame in the block or project. Place the template over the fabric, respecting the grain arrow. Place the ruler lining up with the edges. Cut with a rotary cutter and be careful not to scratch the edge of the template. To learn more about how to cut with templates, see the cutting technique section. Oval machine. In this case, we're going to cut squares and rectangles, so the use of templates is not necessary. However, you can use them if you wish in the same way you learned to the previous method. Fold and sew. To work with this method, it's essential to work correctly with the template since each unit has different shape. Remember that all units are made up of 3 pieces, the base and 2 folded pieces that form one side of the window frame. All these pieces have different shapes, and we are going to cut them with templates. For each unit, you will have 3 templates corresponding to the base and the 2 folded pieces, W1 and W2. The template for the base has indication that will guide you in the construction of the unit, the direction of the fabric, the assembly point of the folded pieces, and the join points with other units. The templates for the folded pieces indicate where to fold the piece and how to place it on the base. All templates include the seam allowance, so when you cut them, you don't have to worry about this. To know how to cut the fabric with these templates, go to the cutting technique section.